Hello students, today we are going to start with the chapter metallurgy. Now metallurgy is nothing but it is a science and technology of metals. It involves extraction of metals, its purification and its uses. Before that we'll study about metals. We'll start with physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now physical properties of metals and non-metals. Metals are nothing but metals are solid. We can say metals are solid. There are some exceptions. What are the exceptions? Mercury. Mercury is in liquid state. As well as gallium, which is also in liquid state. Mercury and gallium, which are in liquid state. Now whereas non-metals, if we talk about non-metals, they exist in solid, liquid as well as gas. Now solid non-metal, example of solid non-metal is carbon as well as sulfur. Liquid non-metal is bromine. Bromine is the only non-metal which is in liquid state. This is a very important question. It may come, name the non-metal which is in liquid state. So bromine. Name the metal which is in liquid state. Mercury. Then mercury as well as gallium, but you need to write down mercury because it is there in your syllabus. Gallium is not mentioned in your syllabus, but still it exists in liquid state. Now gaseous non-metal, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, etc. So these are the states of metals and non-metals. Second one, metals are good conductors of electricity. Metals are good conductor of electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. But there are certain exceptions. Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Exception is graphite. Now graphite is a non-metal. Graphite is nothing but it is one of the form of carbon. We need to learn different forms of carbon. Now what are the different forms of carbon? The different forms of carbon are coke, coal, charcoal, graphite and diamond. As well as fullerene. So different forms of carbon, coke, coal and charcoal, graphite and diamond. So these are nothing but allotropes of carbon. What are allotropes? Allotropes means different forms of same element. These are the different forms of same element carbon. Different forms of the same element having same chemical property but different physical property. Coal and diamond, all are, even coke, charcoal, graphite, they have same chemical property but their physical appearance is different. There is vast difference between coal and diamond. So allotropes, what are allotropes? Different forms of the same element having same chemical property but different physical properties are called allotropes. So carbon allotropes are coke, coal and charcoal, graphite and diamond as well as fullerene. So these are carbon. So graphite is also a carbon. It is a good conductor of electricity. Then metals have luster. Luster means shiny appearance, whereas non-metals are non-lustrous. या do not have luster, या metals have lustrous, non-metals are non-lustrous, but there are certain exception. What are the exception? Diamond is also one of the form of carbon, which is a non-metal. Diamond, it has luster as well as iodine crystals. So we can say third property is metals have luster, non-metals do not have luster. See, mind well, you need to learn the exception. Then metals have high melting point and high boiling point, whereas non-metals have low melting point and low boiling point. Then metals are sonorous. What is the meaning of sonorous? On striking, it produces ringing noise. That is called as sonorous. Whereas non-metals are non-sonorous. So these are the 5 physical properties. Moving forward, we can say sixth point, we can say metals have high density. Whereas non-metals have low density. Then next point, metals are malleable and metals are ductile. Now, what is the meaning of malleable? Malleable means it can be beaten into sheets. Meaning of malleable is beaten into sheets, whereas ductile means drawn into wires. Means wires can be made from metals. The metal have the property of ductility and metals have property of malleability. Malleability means it can be M for malleability and M मार के हम उसका क्या कर सकते हैं, शीट बना सकते हैं. मार के मीन्स व्हाट, बीटन. And D for ductile and D for drawn into wires. Metals are such ductile that 1 gram of gold, it can be drawn into 3 kilometer wire. So these are the properties of metals. Metals are malleable and ductile, or you can say metals have the property of malleability, metals have the property of ductility, whereas non-metals are non-malleable as well as non-metals are non-ductile. So these are the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So once again, metals are solid, exception mercury and gallium. Non-metals are solid, liquid as well as gas. Solid non-metal, carbon, sulfur. Liquid non-metal, bromine, and gases, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Then metals are good conductor of electricity, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity, exception graphite. Then metals are lustrous, non-metals are non-lustrous, exception diamond and iodine crystal. Then metals have high melting point and high boiling point, non-metals have low melting point and low boiling point. Then metals are sonorous, it means it produces sound, ringing noise. Non-metals are non-sonorous. Then metals have high density, non-metals have low density. Metals are malleable as well as ductile, non-metals are non-malleable and non-ductile. Malleability means M for malleability and M मार के शीट बना सकते हैं, that is beaten into sheets. And D for ductility means D for drawn into wire. M for मार के शीट बना देना, that is beaten into sheets. Mind well. Then question may be asked, name the non-metal which is in liquid state, bromine. Name the metal which is in liquid state, mercury. Name the non-metal which is good conductor of electricity. Graphite. Name the non-metal which has luster. We can say diamond and iodine crystal. So in this way we have completed physical properties of metals and non-metals. Hello students, so today we are going to discuss chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Firstly we will complete chemical properties of metals. So first chemical property is reaction with oxygen. Reaction of metals with oxygen. So metals combine with oxygen on heating and they form metal oxides. Sodium and potassium are very reactive metals. Like for example, sodium combines with oxygen, oxygen is O2. What it is going to form? It is going to form its oxide. What is the formula for sodium oxide? Sodium, its valency is 1, oxide valency is 2. So formula will be Na2O. Oxygen over here is 2, over here it is 1. We'll put 2. Then neighbor got affected. Sodium 2 to the 4. So this is the correct equation. So reaction of metal with oxygen, metal combines with oxygen on heating to form metal oxide. Similarly, potassium combines with oxygen on heating, it will form potassium oxide. Potassium, its valency is 1, oxide valency is 2. Formula will be K2O. Based on this, there is a very important question on sodium. As we all know, sodium and metals combine with oxygen on heating and form its respective metal oxide. Here a very important give reason question. Sodium is kept immersed in kerosene. Sodium is kept immersed in kerosene. Why? The question is sodium is kept immersed in kerosene. Why it is kept immersed in kerosene? Firstly, sodium is highly reactive metal. First point is sodium is highly reactive metal. Second point, sodium metal combines with oxygen even at room temperature. We can say it combines with oxygen even at room temperature. Then we can say on exposure to air, sodium readily catches fire. On exposure to air, it readily catches fire. Hence, in order to prevent such accident in laboratory or elsewhere, it is kept immersed in kerosene. You can also write on the reaction. You can say that sodium is highly reactive metal. It combines with oxygen even at room temperature to form sodium oxide, and you can add this reaction. Then you can say on exposure to air, it readily catches fire. Hence, in order to prevent, or we can say hence, to prevent such accident in laboratory, laboratories or elsewhere, it is kept immersed in kerosene so that it does not come in contact with air. Then a very important question, magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. See, this topic, that is reaction of metal with oxygen. From this topic, two questions may arise. One is sodium is kept immersed in kerosene. Why? Because sodium is highly reactive. It reacts with air even at room temperature. That is, it reacts with oxygen. And one more question based on the reaction of metal with oxygen is magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. Magnesium Mg, when it comes in contact with oxygen after heating, what it is going to form? It is going to form magnesium oxide. Let's check out the formula. Magnesium, its valency is 2, oxygen valency is 2, it will get cancelled and the formula will be MgO. Oxygen 2 over here 1. Now how the question comes, magnesium ribbon or wire is burnt in air. Explain the balance, explain the reaction. We can say when magnesium ribbon is burnt in air, it forms magnesium oxide. Now magnesium is solid, magnesium oxide is also solid. This is white color. The question comes, magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. When magnesium ribbon is burnt in air, it forms magnesium oxide and you need to write down the states. Okay, and oxygen is gas, because in your textbook states are also mentioned for this equation. So do remember this. This is solid, gas and solid. So these are the two important questions from this part, that is the reaction of metal with oxygen. One is sodium is kept immersed in kerosene. It's a very important question. Second one, magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. When magnesium ribbon is burnt in air, it forms magnesium oxide. That is white color. You can mention that also. White powder. Okay. Next topic is reaction of metal with water. Reaction of metal with water. Now what is reactivity series? Ranking of metal. First one is potassium, sodium, Karina ने कार मांगा, Alto, Zen, Ferrari. We'll discuss these metals, that is potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, ferrum, that is iron. Reaction of metal with water. Potassium reacts with water, sodium also reacts with water, calcium also reacts with water, magnesium also reacts with water, aluminium reacts with water, zinc also reacts with water, as well as iron reacts with water. Then, but Potassium reacts with water. Which water? Cold water. Sodium reacts with which water? Cold water. Calcium also reacts with cold water. But magnesium, it reacts with hot water. Aluminium, zinc and iron, they neither react with hot water nor they react with cold water. Aluminium, zinc, Alto, Zen, Ferrari, they neither react with hot water nor they react with cold water. They react with steam. Water, but it should be in the form of steam. Or you can write on G, gas. The sodium and potassium, they react with cold water. What they form? They form the respective hydroxide. Potassium reacts with water to form potassium hydroxide, plus hydrogen is released. At the same time, heat is given out. Now heat is given out, that means this reaction is highly exothermic reaction. What is an exothermic reaction? The reaction in which heat is given out is called as exothermic reaction. Similarly, sodium, it also reacts with cold water to form the respective hydroxide. Hydrogen is released and heat is given out. Then when heat is given out, we can say that it is highly exothermic reaction. We can say sodium and potassium, they react with water. How do they react? They react vigorously. Vigorous reaction means very fast reaction. So sodium, potassium reacts with cold water to form, they react vigorously, as well as we can say rapidly. What they form? Hydroxide, hydrogen is given out, plus heat is given out. That means these two reactions are what? Highly exothermic reaction. Now calcium also reacts with cold water and it forms its hydroxide. Hydroxide is what? Calcium hydroxide. Calcium valency is 2 and hydroxide valency is 1. Formula will be CaOH twice. Plus hydrogen is given out. Plus hydrogen is given out. But one thing is clear, here heat is not given out. Why? Because heat is very less amount of heat is given out. We can say calcium reacts with cold water less vigorously. Here highly vigorous, this is less vigorous. Then magnesium reacts with hot water. Magnesium, when it reacts with hot water, what it forms? Again magnesium hydroxide. And hydrogen is given out. Once again, potassium and sodium, they react with which water? Cold water. The reaction is highly vigorous and exothermic reaction. What does it forms? Hydroxide. Which hydroxide? Potassium hydroxide. Hydrogen is released, heat is given out, means it is highly exothermic reaction. Then potassium, then sodium. Sodium also reacts with water vigorously and rapidly. It forms sodium hydroxide. Hydrogen is given out and heat is given out. Why heat is given out? Because it is highly exothermic reaction. Then calcium reacts with cold water. It reacts slowly, but these two reacts rapidly. This one is slowly. It forms calcium hydroxide. Hydrogen is given out, but heat is not given out. Why? Because this is less vigorous. Then aluminium, Alto, Zen, Ferrari, aluminium, zinc, iron, they react with water. See, instead of steam, you can add on G, that is gas. Now see the difference. These elements were forming hydroxide. Now aluminium, Alto, Zen, Ferrari, that is aluminium, zinc and iron, they react with steam, but they do not form hydroxide. They form oxides. What do they form? Oxides. Aluminium reacts with steam to form aluminium oxide. What is the formula for aluminium oxide? Aluminium, its valency is 3, Oxide valency is 2. Formula will be Al2O3. Al2O3 and hydrogen is given out. Let us balance the equation. Here oxygen is 3, oxygen is 1. What you need to do? Firstly, we'll balance oxygen, or else directly you can write aluminum is 2, over here it is 1. We can say 2 aluminum. Then oxygen over here is 3, over here it is 1. We'll put 3. Then hydrogen 3 2s are 6. It is balanced. So mind well, Alto, Zen, Ferrari, they react with steam. They are not going to form hydroxide. What they will form? Oxides. But Carina ne car manga, they will form hydroxide. Then zinc will also form zinc oxide and hydrogen is given out. Iron will form iron oxide. Now for iron oxide, now what is the formula for iron oxide? Iron reacts with steam to form iron oxide and hydrogen is given out. We will write down hydrogen. But what about the formula for iron oxide? Iron, it has variable valency. Which are the variable valency? 2 and 3. When the valency of iron is 2, it is called as ferrous, and when the valency of iron is 3, it is called as ferric. Oxide means O, its valency is 2. So iron can form ferrous oxide or ferric oxide. So let us find out the formula for ferrous oxide. Ferrous means iron with valency 2. Oxide means valency 2. It will get cancelled and the formula will be FeO. That means iron can form 2 oxide. One is ferrous oxide, one is ferric oxide. Why it will form 2 oxide? Because it has variable valency. So this was what FeO is, what? Ferrous oxide. Now ferric oxide. Ferric means what? Iron with valency 3. Oxide means valency 2. Formula will be Fe2O3. So this is what? Ferric oxide. Now the question is which one we are going to write over here. Since it forms both the oxides, what is ferrous? Ferrous oxide is FeO. What is ferric oxide? Fe2O3. We'll add them. Fe plus Fe2, it will become Fe3. O and O3 will become O4. So here you need to write down Fe3O4 iron oxide. It will have both the oxide, ferrous oxide and ferric oxide. So combinedly we have written Fe3O4. Here iron is 3, over here it is 1. Then oxygen is 4, over here is 1. Hydrogen 4 2s are 8. 4 2s are 8. So in this way we have completed reaction of metal with water. Once again I'll remind you, you need to consider which element? Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc and iron. That is Carina ne, car manga, Alto, Zen, Ferrari. So reaction of metal with water. Potassium and sodium, they react with which water? Potassium, sodium, calcium, they react with cold water. Magnesium reacts with hot water. Alto, Zen, Ferrari, they neither react with hot water nor they react with cold water. They react with steam. Potassium and sodium, they react with water vigorously and rapidly to form hydroxide, hydrogen, and heat is given out. Why heat is given out? Because it is highly exothermic reaction. Whereas calcium reacts with water less vigorously as well as slowly. It forms calcium hydroxide and hydrogen. Magnesium do not react with cold water, it reacts with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Alto, Zen, Ferrari, they neither react with hot water nor they react with cold water, they react with steam, but here they form oxides. Mind well, here hydroxide, but over here it is forming oxides and hydrogen is given out. So we have discussed chemical properties of metal. First one was reaction of metal with oxygen, second reaction of metal with water. Now third property, reaction of metal with acid. We'll consider acid as HCl or H2SO4. Now, the reactivity of metal with acid, it depends upon the reactivity series. The top ranker will react more with acid. So we'll consider some examples. Magnesium, when it reacts with HCl, what it is going to form? It is going to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen is released. What is the formula for magnesium chloride? That is MgCl2. Magnesium, its valency is 2, chloride valency is 1. Formula will be MgCl2 and hydrogen is released. Secondly, aluminium, or we can say calcium, when it reacts with HCl, what it is going to form? Calcium chloride plus hydrogen is released. When aluminium reacts with HCl, what it is going to form? Aluminium chloride. What is the formula for aluminium chloride? Aluminium, its valency is 3, chloride valency is 1. Formula will be AlCl3. Exchange the valency. So it will be AlCl3 plus hydrogen is released. Here chlorine is 3, over here is 3. This is odd, we'll make even. So 2 3s are, if we put 1, it will be 1 3s are 3. We'll put 2, it will be 2 3s are 6. So number of chlorine is 6. We'll balance it. Now neighbor got affected, aluminium is 2, over here it is 1. Then hydrogen 6, 3. Then comes zinc. What will be the reaction of zinc with HCl? It is going to form zinc chloride. Zinc chloride is ZnCl2 and hydrogen is released. So in this way we have completed reaction of metal with acid. Which acid? HCl, hydrochloric acid. Then you need to write down the states. What are the states of metal? Magnesium is solid, calcium solid, solid, solid. Now this acid should be aqueous. Okay. The next one, reaction of metal with nitric acid. So this was reaction of metal with hydrochloric acid. We can also continue with H2SO4. If it reacts with H2SO4, it will form magnesium sulfate. Now what is the valency of sulfate? Formula for magnesium sulfate: magnesium, its valency is 2, sulfate is SO4, valency is 2. It get cancelled, so it will be MgSO4. Then next one, reaction of metal with nitric acid. In your textbook they have given the they have given copper. Copper, when it reacts with nitric acid, what will happen? Now the question comes, nitric acid can be concentrated or it can be dilute. Copper reacts with both concentrated nitric acid as well as dilute nitric acid, but you need to know the difference. When it reacts with concentrated nitric acid, it will form different product. Again, when it reacts with dilute nitric acid, it will form different product. So what happens when it reacts with concentrated nitric acid? There is a slight difference. Firstly, it is going to form copper nitrate. Now nitrate is NO3 valency is 1. Again copper has variable valency 1 and 2. 1 is what? Cuprous, and 2 is cupric. Here the valency is 2. We have taken cupric. Here in this case it forms cupric nitrate. So what will be the formula for cupric nitrate? Cu1 and NO3 will be 2 times. In both the case it forms cupric nitrate, or we can say copper nitrate, and bracket you can write on 2. Valency 2 is used. CuNO3. In both the cases, when it reacts with concentrated or it reacts with dilute, it is going to form cupric nitrate. But one thing is clear, in case of when concentrated nitric acid is used, it forms nitrogen dioxide. What it forms? Nitrogen dioxide. And when it reacts with dilute nitric acid, it forms nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? NO. So this is the difference, plus water. So reaction of metal with nitric acid, we have taken copper. Copper when it reacts with nitric acid, concentrated when it reacts with concentrated, it forms copper nitrate, nitrogen dioxide and water. And when it reacts with dilute, it forms copper nitrate, that is valency 2 is used, nitric oxide and water. Balancing part, you can refer the video of chemical reactions and you can balance it. Then next one is reaction of metal with salts of other metal. So mind well, when it is treated with concentrated, it is going to form copper nitrate and nitrogen dioxide, and for dilute it forms nitric oxide. Then reaction of metal with salts of other metals. The reaction of metal with salts of other metal. Now how the question comes for exam. See, this type of question arises based on this concept. Here the concept is reaction of metal with salts of other metal. Like for example, iron reacts with copper sulfate. What is it is going to form? Iron will displace copper to form ferrous sulfate, and copper sulfate get reduced to copper. But what about the reaction of copper with ferrous sulfate? You will say that copper will displace iron. No. Here it is not going to displace. You need to remember the reactivity series. What is the reactivity series? Karina ne कार मांगा. Which car? Alto, Zen, Ferrari. फिर भी हाय क्यों हो गई एंग्री पतली आंटी. So potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen. It is a non-metal, but still it is placed in the reactivity series because it has some properties of metal. Copper, mercury, silver, platinum, gold. So this is the reactivity series. This is a ranking. You can check out. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. We can say iron can displace copper, but copper cannot displace iron. So here copper cannot displace iron. So this reaction is not possible. This is possible. Now how the question arises? You will be given 2 test tubes. Test tube A and B. Here it contains This contains copper sulfate and this one contains ferrous sulfate. Now in this test tube there is an iron nail, and this one contains copper wire. Now tell me what will be the reaction. First one, copper sulfate plus iron nail. Copper sulfate plus iron nail. Is reaction possible? Yeah, definitely. Why? Because iron nail will displace copper. Why it will displace? Because iron is more reactive than copper, so definitely it is going to displace copper, and it is going to form ferrous sulfate, and copper will be reduced. Copper sulfate is reduced to copper. But in second reaction, ferrous sulfate and copper, there will be no reaction. Why? Because copper cannot displace iron. Why? Because copper is less reactive than iron. If copper is less reactive, means it cannot displace iron. So we can say in this test tube no reaction takes place. So this is the question: reaction of metal with salts of other metal. Reaction of metal with salts of other metal. Reaction of metal with salts of other metal. For learning this, you should know reactivity series, and based on reactivity series you can write down. Another example I can say, now if instead of copper, if there is magnesium, we can say magnesium is more reactive than iron. So magnesium will definitely displace iron, and it is going to form magnesium sulfate. Then instead of iron, if we have taken sodium, again reaction is possible. Why? Because the sodium is also more reactive than copper. So for this concept you need to learn reactivity series of metals. So that's all, the chemical properties of metal. So what are the chemical property? First one is reaction of metal with oxygen. We have discussed two reactions important: reaction of sodium and reaction of magnesium. That is, sodium is kept immersed in kerosene, is a very important question, and magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. That is also very important. Then reaction of metal with water. We have discussed Carina ne car manga, Alto, Zen, Ferrari, out of which first two elements were highly reactive. The reaction was vigorous. Calcium was less vigorous. Magnesium, it reacts with hot water, but first three metals were reacting with even cold water. But Alto, Zen, Ferrari, they were not reacting with cold or hot water, they were reacting with steam. So we have discussed those things. Then we have completed reaction of metal with acid, hydrochloric acid, reaction of metal with nitric acid, then reaction of metal with salts of other metal. In this way we have completed chemical properties of metals. Thank you.